Welcome to Hero Villains. Who do you think would win in a fight? Black Adam or Apocalypse, the ultimate showdown? Apocalypse, whose real name is En Sabah Nur, possesses the ability to shapeshift, restructure cells, manipulate celestial technology, and enhance his physical abilities to the point of near immortality. He can change his body size, absorb energy, and use his superior intellect to analyze, adapt, and destroy any enemy. Not only is Apocalypse physically strong, he is also a tactical genius, once feared by both the X-Men and the most powerful mutants. Black Adam possesses the magical energy of ancient gods, such as Shu, Heru, Amon, Zehuti, Aton, and Mehen. He has speed, strength, flight, the ability to control lightning, and heals almost instantly. Not only is he an invincible warrior, Black Adam is also a king who has pride, coldness, and the instinct to protect his people to the end. When these two ancient furies collide, the result will not be simply a win or a loss, but a cosmic disaster. Before we dive into the analysis, please click the subscribe button. Please remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Apocalypse was born En Sabah Nur in ancient Egypt to an outlaw tribe called the Sandstormers, who worshipped Apocalypse and followed the creed of survival of the fittest. En Sabah Nur grew up in this atmosphere as the adopted son of the warlord Baal. He was hated and mistreated by everyone except his adoptive father because of his gray skin and the blue wrinkles on his lips and face. En Sabah Nur became a fanatical believer in the survival of the fittest theory. Apocalypse is one of the most powerful and formidable villains in the Marvel Universe. He is not just a mere mutant, but a superior evolved being with a near infinite source of power, constantly threatening the survival of humanity as well as superheroes like the X-Men. His power comes from his ability to completely control the molecular structure of his body, allowing him to shapeshift, change size at will, and adjust his density to become virtually invulnerable to attacks. He can enlarge his body to enormous proportions or transform into terrifying fighting forms, making any opponent wary. Apocalypse's physical strength reaches a transcendent level. He can lift objects weighing hundreds of tons. He can crush steel walls or tear apart bulky war machines with his bare hands. He also possesses the ability to control objects with his mind, allowing him to easily move himself through space or create defensive force fields against attack. Apocalypse also has telepathic abilities, allowing him to read and control the minds of others, turning them into tools in his brutal plans. This is why he has always been considered one of the greatest threats to anyone who dares to stand up against him. Apocalypse is an entity closely tied to the history of ancient Egypt, where he was worshipped as a god and saw himself as the embodiment of ultimate power. He is based on the harsh law of survival, where only the strongest have the right to survive. Apocalypse has led many mutant groups for centuries and has been a dangerous opponent of heroes such as Wolverine, Cyclops, and Jean Grey many times. In the X-Men comics and movies, he is shown as a powerful, ambitious entity, always wanting to impose a new order on humanity. Although he considers himself a god, his power does not exceed the physical and intellectual limits of an evolved mutant, not a god in the absolute sense. He has existed for more than 5,000 years, being one of the first mutants to appear in human history, although not necessarily the oldest as he claims. Ancient mutants like Apocalypse are often known as externals, or sometimes as High Lord. Among them are individuals with profound magical and psychic powers like Selene Gallio, the Black Queen of the Hellfire Order. She is said to have lived for over 17,000 years, remembering the fall of Atlantis and having existed during the glorious era of the ancient Roman Empire. The longevity of these entities is not only deeply ingrained in mutant history, but also shows that power and myth intersect into a complex picture of evolution and domination. Apocalypse has long since risen to become a key force in the mutant world. For him, war and struggle are not things to be avoided, but tools to stimulate evolution and help mutants develop to the highest limits of their potential. His innate power was already at a terrifying level, but thanks to ancient celestial technology, he was able to upgrade his body, becoming almost invincible. What's special is that despite possessing powers that make the entire universe fear him, he is still classified as an alpha mutant instead of an omega. Apocalypse has fought on par with characters considered symbols of power in the Marvel Universe, such as Thor, the god of war from Asgard, Kang the Conqueror, the Time Manipulator, and even Dracula, the king of vampires. He believes that only those strong enough are worthy of existence, and that applies to both allies and enemies. To him, mutants are not just a step of evolution, they are the pinnacle, entities worthy of ruling the Earth. Apocalypse has confronted and defeated many powerful superheroes such as Hulk, Cable, and even the strongest squads of the X-Men. He is capable of withstanding nuclear attacks, destroying atomic defenses, and responding with power that can destroy entire cities. Few on Earth can directly threaten him, save for a few god-level entities like Odin, the king of Asgard, who is considered one of the few who can hold him at bay. But his greatest fear lies not in his physical strength or offensive prowess, but in his core superpower, immortality. This is his primal mutation, a dark gift from his ancient past that makes him virtually indestructible by any conventional means. He can fire energy beams from his eyes, create deadly spikes from his body, and transform himself into terrifying combat forms. No conventional attack can completely defeat him. His near-endless regeneration makes any attempt to stop him futile. Over the centuries, Apocalypse has found that the immense energy he has accumulated and harnessed is slowly wearing down his physical body. To solve this problem, he developed special resurrection chambers where he could fall into a deep sleep for decades to reconstruct his body. He also discovered the technique of transferring to a new body, allowing him to continue to exist in a younger, stronger, and more stable form through each era. It is through this process of constant transformation and evolution that he has expanded his arsenal of abilities to unimaginable levels. These abilities make him no longer a simple warrior, but a super threat that surpasses any traditional superhero or villain stereotype. He is the embodiment of endless evolutionary power, a nightmare that cannot be erased, a symbol of cold and ruthless immortality. I really hope you subscribe to the channel. It will help us a lot, and moreover, you will see great videos every day. You are the best. Thank you very much. Black Adam is one of the characters who possesses the legendary power source originating from the 6 ancient gods of Egypt. He possesses the unshakable endurance of the god Shu, the terrible physical strength of Heru, the extraordinary power of Amon, the transcendent wisdom of Zehuti, the lightning speed of Anpu, along with the steadfast and unflinching courage of Mehen. This comprehensive combination makes him an entity that is almost impossible to defeat in any battle. With these abilities, Black Adam can fly through space at immeasurable speeds, endure cosmic level attacks without being harmed, and emit energy beams of terrible destructive power from his hands. He is a symbol of brutality, pride, and indomitability. Black Adam's power has been clearly demonstrated when he clashed with a series of famous superheroes in the DC universe. He has faced off against the likes of Power Girl, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Stargirl, Plastic Man, Jay Garrick, and many members of the Green Lantern Corps. Black Adam has shown his versatility, incredible speed, and destructive power that is second to none. His strength is considered equal to Superman's, and when Superman does not need to hold back when fighting Black Adam, he knows that his opponent is fully capable of fighting him head-on. Superman himself has admitted that Black Adam's attacks are even stronger than Captain Marvel, also known as Shazam. Black Adam is the embodiment of strength and ruthlessness honed over millennia. He can survive acid rains that can destroy any normal material, or even break energy shields designed to withstand an asteroid impact of the same magnitude that once wiped out the dinosaurs. His speed, while not on the level of beings like the Flash, is still far beyond the limits of most other superheroes. He can react and move in combat at a near instant rate, allowing him to gain the upper hand even against opponents capable of rapid-fire attacks. His extreme physical endurance allows Black Adam to continue fighting even after taking blows that would have collapsed structures. While his healing factor is not as comprehensive as that of beings with superhuman resilience, it is still enough to return him to fighting condition in a short period of time. Black Adam has the ability to summon and manipulate lightning. Lightning is not only the source of his original power to transform his body, but also used as a long-range weapon with devastating power. In his hands, lightning is a tool of war controlled with precision and devastating power. Black Adam can be seen as a darker and more violent version of Shazam. Although both were given power by ancient entities, the biggest difference lies in how they use that power. If Shazam represents the ideals of justice and youthful innocence, then Black Adam is the embodiment of experience, cruelty, and uncompromising toughness. However, Black Adam excels thanks to his rich fighting experience, dangerous fighting style, and mentality not bound by conventional morality. Black Adam is capable of confronting the most powerful villains in the DC universe, including Darkseid, especially when he has the element of surprise or actively chooses a strategy that suits his unique fighting style. In the past, Black Adam has shaken the Earth, waging an all-out war against any nation or force that would dare stand in his way of vengeance. He has not fought alone, but has faced off against Earth's most powerful superheroes. The Justice League, the Justice Society of America, the Shazam family, the Teen Titans, the Doom Patrol, and the members of the Green Lantern Corps have all joined forces to stop him. However, even when outnumbered and outmatched, they were unable to stop the rampage unleashed by an out-of-control Black Adam. Even John Johns, the Martian Manhunter, considered the most powerful telepathic being on Earth and one of the most formidable fighters in the entire DC universe, was no match for Black Adam when it came to open combat. John's telepathy, physical strength, and flight are all rendered ineffective by Black Adam's devastating speed, lightning control, and near unquenchable rage. Black Adam is not only a warrior with powers equal to those of the gods, but also a man with an absolute belief in his own brand of justice. In his eyes, all obstacles must be obliterated, all enemies must be subdued, and when he does strike, the world is forced to retreat. Estimated to be over 5,000 years old, his fighting prowess and ferocity in open combat are virtually unrivaled on the battlefield, and with his knowledge, skill, and countless years spent mastering the divine gifts bestowed upon him by the 7 Egyptian gods, Teth Adam is widely considered one of the most fearsome and dangerous beings alive. Black Adam dodges the energy balls as Apocalypse transforms his arm into a giant drill and fires them at him, but Adam dodges them and punches Apocalypse through the chest before asking Apocalypse where his general is. However, it turns out that this Apocalypse is a fake, and the real Apocalypse is floating in the sky. Both Black Adam and Apocalypse charge at each other, their punches creating enough force to destroy the environment around them, but Black Adam's punches have no noticeable effect on Apocalypse. Seeing this, Black Adam screams, "Shazam!" causing a bolt of lightning to strike Apocalypse from above. Apocalypse is stunned long enough for Black Adam to electrocute him again, but Apocalypse then headbutts him into the ground. Apocalypse absorbs some of his robot soldiers, causing him to grow giant and destroy the Tiger construct. Undeterred, Black Adam flies to Apocalypse and orders him to leave the country. Apocalypse attempted to punch Black Adam, but the ruler of Kahndaq dodged and attacked his upper arm to no avail. However, Apocalypse slammed his enemy to the ground with his remaining arm. Black Adam was injured but still refused to abandon his homeland, and with a loud "Shazam!" he summoned a bolt of lightning that struck the beast-sized Apocalypse, shattering his body, leaving behind only the Death Seed. Unfortunately, Black Adam was too weak to destroy it, forcing Apocalypse's body to reform. En Sabah Nur approached the ruler of Kahndaq to stomp on his head. Black Adam attempted to summon another bolt of lightning, but found that his power had been drained. All Black Adam could do was lie there helplessly as Apocalypse stomped on his head repeatedly. With the ability to teleport, Apocalypse glided through space with unpredictable agility, easily dodging Black Adam's barrage of blows. His cold eyes gleamed with calculation, while his powerful body seemed ready to react to any danger. Furthermore, Apocalypse used his telepathic abilities to invade his opponent's minds, disrupting Black Adam's will to fight, causing him to falter under sophisticated psychological attacks. The advanced celestial technology in Apocalypse's hands allowed him to create unexpected weapons, from brilliant energy beams to sharp metal structures, leaving his opponents unable to react. Black Adam, with his majestic figure and the sparkling magical lightning surrounding him, put all his strength into his high-speed attacks, each blow tearing through the air. However, Apocalypse's extraordinary durability and near-instantaneous regeneration allowed him to withstand every attack. Each wound on Apocalypse's body quickly healed, as if time had been reversed, rendering Black Adam's efforts meaningless. As Black Adam unleashed his ultimate weapon, the dazzling magical lightning illuminated the entire battlefield. Apocalypse did not flinch. He spread his arms wide, absorbing all the lightning energy. The light from his body burst out strongly, turning his opponent's power source into his own advantage. The more he fought, the more powerful Apocalypse became. While Black Adam gradually became exhausted, his originally determined eyes now showing fatigue. When the champion of Kahndaq was no longer able to resist, Apocalypse, with his endless treasure of power, ended the match with a precise strike, asserting his invincible position on the battlefield that was filled with energy and smoke. Apocalypse had an absolute advantage and was the winner. Hope you enjoy this fight. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's today's video. Thank you very much.